Hello, my darlings. Auntie Diane here. I know that in the past I've mentioned, and I'm sure you all know, that not all romance scammers are online. And I'm going to tell you a story about a man who scammed women in person. Meet the Australian Don Juan. Now, you can find the story on a couple of shows that are on the ID channel and everything that's on Discovery Plus. There's a I got a everyone can get a special deal through Amazon Prime, I guess. You can get the $4.99 deal with commercials, which I did because I'm cheapo, with a $6.99 deal without commercials, and I'm a cheapo, so we took the $4.99 version. I'm not doing a commercial for Discovery Plus, but they also have Animal Planet and all that good stuff that I love. Anyway, there's a couple of stories about this. Who the Bleep Did I Marry is one of the shows. I forgot the other one was. But this charming man met this woman who was 40 years old, and she was self sufficient. She had a good job in Atlantic City. She had bought herself a house. Now, the stories differ depending on which story you hear, which story you watch. One of them says they met online. Another one said they met through, I guess, a newspaper ad because when they met, online wasn't around yet. Another one said they were met through some telephone website. I don't know, not website, but some telephone dating site or whatever. The point is, he described himself as a Sean Connery lookalike. And this woman was very intrigued. And she, contacted him. And they met, and she didn't think he looked exactly like Sean Connery. But she liked the guy, and they started dating. It turned out he was from Australia. And he said he was a very successful businessman. And he had companies all over the place, all over the world, and he acted very rich. He was even in the U.S. Army. Imagine that, an Australian in the U.S. Army. Maybe he moved to the United States years ago. All that would turn out to not be true. Not only that, but he had plenty of wives who he ended up scamming. I'm in a silly mood today. You like my hair? I'm going to actually lighten it, but not this light. But my real hair is jealous of my wig. Oh, my doggies are barking. My partner's yelling, "Shut up." Okay, anyway, it was said that this man had 12 wives. He told his latest wife, Donna Anderson, the woman from New Jersey, that one of his wives had died and he was divorced from another wife. What made her suspicious was the fact that he kept saying that his money was tied up or something, and he had all these ideas for business ventures and stuff. One of them was going to be a this was the days when Atlantic City was just becoming a gambler's place for gambling. So he was going to do some Titanic exhibit. That's going to make lots of money. And all the investors backed out at the last minute. He had all these crazy ideas. Now, Donna had a lot of money that she had worked hard for. Okay, it wasn't just handed to him. And she ended up paying for their honeymoon in Paris and all this stuff. And he'd say, "I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to pay you back. All these business ventures, I'm going to pay you back. This one is going to be the real deal. I'm going to get a big windfall." Finally, she got suspicious, and her own family, one of her brothers, pulled her aside and said, "Did you do a credit check on this dude?" Because, "Oh, I trust him, don't worry." She started having second thoughts, though. She actually looked up one of his ex-wives. She didn't know he had 12. She thought it was just two, and one had passed away. I think that ended up being a lie too, if I recall correctly, because the 2 or 3 shows I watched all gave a little bit of a different story. This video is actually just to drive home the point that just because you meet someone in person doesn't mean that they're legit. But anyhow, she called up one of the ex-wives without, Mr. Charming around. And the ex-wife had told her the same thing, that she was bilked out of a lot of money as well. Casanova's latest wife, Donna, went into the safe to get some of her rings to pawn, just so she could live. Okay, because every bit of money she was making, her dear husband was spending. She looked in the safe and found a birth certificate for a baby, pictures of her husband holding a little baby girl, and the time span of the birth certificate overlapped her marriage to Mr. Wonderful. At that point, she had it. She said, "That's it." Miss Donna took her charming husband to court. Now, before all this happened and the divorce, he was begging her, "Oh, please come back to me," and all that jazz. There's word that he had married the woman he had the baby with. Supposedly, even though she was awarded the money in court, he claimed bankruptcy. So she got like a really small amount, like maybe 500 or something. Also, one of the stories said that one of the other ex-wives also was in on the lawsuit, but the other story does not say that. You like my hair? Anyway, the other thing that happened was he got a really lenient jail sentence. And one of the stories, which Donna herself had spoken about, said that this man passed away. The other stories do not mention that, but it could be that the other stories are earlier. Anyway, the Don Juan of Australia is no longer with us, and I never wish death on anybody. But she had said I don't really have any emotions about that. And I guess you can't blame her, okay? So, guys, please, guys, gals, it happens to men too, please be careful of in-person con artists as well. Love you. See you next time. Bye-bye.